back with our third group on FFA Day at KSMO. Somebody mentioned turning off their cell phone. Just dawned upon me I hadn't turned my own off, so we'll take care of that. I'm back with four more ag students from Salem High School. They're going to tell you a little bit about themselves as we start off, and they're going to share a lot about different ag education and FFA activities. First thing I'd like for you four to introduce yourselves, tell a little bit about yourself so our listening and viewing audience, because yes, we are on YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook, as well as just on the radio. Surprise, girls. Yes, a little different from in the past. Now, I think the two girls here have done this before. Well, excuse me, Kennedy's done it before. The other, Lori has not, and the boys have not been. Oh, Braden has. Okay, we're going to get to that. My apologies, guys. Let me just back up and do what I said I was going to do. Please introduce yourselves. Doesn't matter where we start, who goes first. Just go, somebody.
I'll do it.
Go.
My name is Kennedy Major. I'm a senior this year at the high school. I am our FFA chapters reporter for the last 4 years now. And that's all I got.
Okay. My name is Lori Terrell. I am a senior this year as well. I am the assistant historian in our FFA chapter.
My name's Lucas Schmidt, sophomore at Salem High School.
Very good.
My name is Braden Fleener. I am also a sophomore at Salem High School.
All right, now you got a little bit of an idea about these folks. They didn't share anything about their parentage, so I guess they're not they're a little bit ashamed of their parents. So don't hold that against them though. If some of their parents are watching, they're still a little nervous and they're just wondering about this new aspect of being videoed as well as out there on the audio. That's fine. Don't worry about it. We just come together as a group, and you're going to answer questions for me. First thing, another pretty easy question. Why did you decide to enroll in ag education? It doesn't matter who goes first. What was the motivation for you to take ag classes?
Start. My motivation to start taking ag classes was just based on my background. My dad was very involved in FFA in high school, and my parents raised me on a farm. So I just kind of grew up doing this kind of thing, learning about it already anyways, and so that was my biggest motivation.
Okay.
I was in 4-H. I actually didn't join FFA until last year. So I was in 4-H for a really long time, and I really enjoyed that. And most of my friends were in FFA, and I thought it would be a fun new thing to try. And I love it, so I'm really glad I joined.
Very good.
I was already farming for Ronnie Edmond, and most of my friends were already at FFA, so I thought it'd be fun to go and hang out with them and learn new stuff.
Good enough reason.
Most of my relatives told me I need to take ag, which I was going to anyways, but they really influenced me to take it.
Yeah, there's been Fleeners in ag for lots of years, and I have a pretty close relationship with the Fleener family too as well. So I'm glad you decide that on your own. I know sometimes, in all seriousness now, sometimes parents put a little too much pressure on their kids to enroll in some programs, but it really does need to be the student's decision. That's when they make that decision themselves, then they're going to be more successful at it. But I do like the fact, Braden, you kind of made the rest of the family kind of work at it a little bit, right?
Yeah.
You bet. Enjoyed that, didn't you?
Yep.
All right, what's been some of your favorite activities in ag education, FFA? Again, we don't have to start with the girls. If one of the boys wants to go first, that's fine, but whatever. I know just as a little bit of, and I don't think I've already said this with this group, Braden and Kennedy have been on the FFA Day on the radio previously, but this is a new experience for Lori and Lucas. So somebody, what's been your favorite?
I'll go first. Some of my big favorites, definitely the barn warming dance that we do. I love FFA week, like right now, all the fun activities we have planned. National convention was a lot of fun. It's really hard to pick a favorite. I like just about everything.
Okay.
So.
I want to come back to you, Lori, once the other folks have a chance to share their what's been favorites for them. Who's next?
I would say in the last 4 years, my favorite would have to be National Convention. That was a super exciting thing to be accepted to, and it was like a long process, but it was definitely worth it. And all of the effort that we've put in for the last 4 years to be able to get to go, it was really special, and it was just very exciting.
It's a unique experience, and it's kind of the top of the tier.
Yeah, for
The
sure.
only other thing up there close to it is probably doing the Washington Leadership Conference. It has a different name for it, I believe, now, but the summer conferences that National FFA does in Washington, D.C., that's there at the top tier as well. Okay, guys.
My favorite is probably FFA week. You just get to have a lot of fun with it.
I'm going to come back to you two then. Lucas?
Kind of blurry. Can't really pick one. They're all just really fun. It's fun.
Lots of fun activities.
Yeah.
We haven't really this morning with the other groups. We haven't shared a lot about FFA week. So it's been fun. You've shared that. What activities? I know a few of them have been mentioned previously, but go in some detail about what activities have been done. And granted, it's been a unique FFA week with the 3 days off last week due to weather, and then Monday of this week. So actually, you've had in 2 weeks' time, you've had 4, 5, 6 days in 10 days, 10 school days time. What's been some of the activities as part of National FFA Week?
So we did ride your tractor to school day, ride a horse to school day, and then this year we did like truck contests, and like we did dirtiest truck, cleanest truck, loudest truck, best flatbed, most square bales, and the Ranger. So that was a really cool one that we did this year.
Ranger King, what was that?
It's a truck.
It was a
Yeah,
contest.
I know it's a
Yeah.
truck. But,
Who had the best Ford Ranger?
oh,
And they would be crowned. So
oh, did you win that, Braden?
I don't drive a Ford Ranger.
Oh, okay. Somebody in your family does. Is that your brother?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, that takes care of it. Anything else about FFA week? There was something yesterday. Somebody earlier in the day mentioned it. So
we did Food for America.
Yesterday we hosted a
Oh,
community,
yeah, we did a community
appreciation breakfast.
uh-huh. Now, have you done that before?
I think we have done it in the past. Last year we haven't.
We didn't do it last year. We might have done it in the past. We haven't done it.
Maybe
I
not in the last couple of years. I think it's been done before. But we were pretty excited to do it yesterday. All of us were up and at it at 5 a.m. in the metal shop. The first thing we did was turn on loud music, and we got to cooking. So that was fun for all of us, I think.
And for the folks that didn't get an opportunity to attend that, well, we're sorry. Next year, count on that and make it to that breakfast to thanking folks for supporting FFA. Okay, let's, anything else along those lines of activities? What's some other activities you've been involved in FFA? That's surely not the extent of it yet. They're thinking.
Our SAEs.
Yeah, our SAEs.
Well, let's talk about it. And that's one of the topics that we always deal with is the supervised agriculture experience. Everybody in ag education is required to have an SAE. And what do you folks, what do you have for your SAEs?
My SAE is wildlife management, like food plots for deer, stuff like that.
You put out food plots, a number of them?
We'd put a couple out every year
Yeah.
for Grandpa, JT, everybody.
Are you successful at those food plots?
Sometimes.
Sometimes.
I used to work for Ronnie Inman.
Mhm.
Used to be mine. I don't work for him anymore.
Right.
But now I work for the neighbors next to me. Just mow and do all that stuff.
Okay. So work is your SAE.
Yeah.
All right.
I,
Ladies?
I show goats at the
Hmm.
expo, and I also run a small business.
Good. Entrepreneurship
Yes.
in both counts, but
Yes.
small business is definitely a little different situation than raising an animal. A lot
Yes.
different, in fact, a lot different.
They're
Because you're,
two very different.
yeah. You want to expound on that a little bit, or?
About my small business. So I run a small business. It's called Branded Jane Designs. I I sell metal stamped jewelry and lots of like beaded jewelry, and beaded Hey Dudes has been my biggest thing. I set up at the Rusty Pig. Sometimes I'll actually be there on Saturday. I sell on Etsy a lot. I have Instagram and Facebook pages.
So you just got a free commercial.
Yeah, basically.
My SAE consists of a cattle operation at home. I work cows at home, and then in the summer I show livestock at the expo every year. I show lambs and hogs, and this year hopefully some cattle. I grow and sell Italian oyster mushrooms at home, and I also work.
Okay. A variety of different types of SAE projects that these folks do conduct as part of their ag education experience. What have you found to be most, I don't think I've asked you this question, I should do checking these off. What have you found to be the most difficult part of ag education and FFA?
I personally think the hardest part is learning how to public speak, because they start you early. Freshman year, you have to, I'm pretty sure it's in Ag 1, they make you, to get your green hand degree, you have to give a 6-minute speech. Ag 1 or Ag 2. But, so they start you pretty early on speeches. They encourage you to take public speaking as a contest team, or an LDE. And the radio station. This is really hard for a lot of us, especially the first time. So,
Yeah.
I would.
Not much fun for us, but it's, the thing about it is it's, again, expands your confidence and experience something you hadn't done before. I mean, how many of you been on YouTube before? That's what I thought. I don't see any hands. And our viewers don't see hands either. I hadn't either till today, so I'm in the same boat as you guys on that aspect of it. All right, to the rest of you, what have you found to be most difficult?
I mean, I would just agree with Kennedy, the public speaking. That was really hard for me to get. I mean, since I joined Ag later, I haven't had such a hard time with it, but it was one of the original things that I had difficulties with.
I'm with them, public speaking.
yeah.
I don't like it. It sucks to be up there for 6 minutes trying to do a speech.
That's Ag 2, isn't it?
Mhm.
Yeah. And the Creed in Ag 1 tried to get you kind of broke into that.
Yeah.
But it's a lot different when you move from that Creed to the full 6-minute speech. But again, it's part of that helping you grow process that we conduct in ag education. Okay, anything else? No? Braden says, no, I think I'm done. I don't want to share anything else. Other FFA activities that come to mind that you really have had a good time with, you like those particular activities? Anybody?
I like beef days. That's a lot of fun to get to talk to the kids about all the different animals. Kennedy and I got to take our goat and our lamb and talk together this year, and that was a lot of fun.
So you wound up being teachers
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
and doing more public speaking.
Yes.
It's sometimes interesting and surprising, and maybe more surprising and interesting about how all this stuff is working towards connecting together. We start out in ag, we want to help you, and as an Ag 1 student's goal is always to help you grow as an individual, become more confident, develop skills, and sometimes those happen kind of, what's the best term to use here? We kind of use a left-handed approach, so to speak, because most folks are right-handed, even though I have 2 left-handed sons. But we kind of use a different approach to help accomplish those goals of you expanding on your confidence and abilities, particularly in an area that you hate to do. I don't like to talk. Most folks don't, but it's, communication. Oral communication is guys, we need to do it because it's almost starting to be a lost skill. We've become so dependent on that little rectangular box that all of us have. I do too. And sometimes we can become too dependent on it as a communication device, as well as other purposes. That's the old school in me coming out, and I know I'm old school. You can't get around it. You can't get around it. All right, we haven't talked about contest teams, career development events, have we?
No.
Okay, let's deal with those. I'd like to, first an idea of any of the contest teams, and that term I forget about is also adding the term LDEs, which is Leadership Development Events. I assume that's what that stands for. That's been really a term that's come added into career development events since I retired. But basically, they both have the same purpose, and that's to develop your skills and abilities. What are some of the career development events or leadership development events that you've been in? And if your parents were in ag, like I know Leaner and Major both mentioned that their parents, one of their parents or some of their parents and family was involved, they were called contest teams then. I think, Laura, you've got family that was in ag as well back in the day. We referred to those as events as contest teams. Now we use these fancier terms, but they do a better job, I think, of conveying to our non-ag, non-FFA public that that's the purpose of these events, to help develop skills that will benefit you in your careers after high school and after your post-secondary education. Leadership skills that will help you after high school and after any post-secondary education. So, what have you done in contest teams?
My first contest team, I did entomology freshman and sophomore year. And entomology is basically the study of insects. So I knew nothing about bugs when I started, and that was not something I ever thought I would care about. But it was fun. I was with 3 really good friends, and we spent a lot of time just like going through slideshows and studying like these cases of bugs and learning what they were and their scientific names and all these things about them, and that was really fun to go to contests. And then last year I did the meets contest team, except for during like COVID and stuff, we didn't really get to participate in anything. So, but this year Lori and I are on the floriculture team together.
Yes.
So
All
we're
right,
gonna
good luck.
Thank
you.
you. We're gonna learn about some flowers. So
Yes. Last year I was on the dairy foods team, so and I also did equine judging, so I judged horses, and I did not do very well in either of them, but
It's
it
tough.
was an experience. It was
Sure.
a lot of fun. I learned some things I never knew, so
That's it. That's the point.
Yeah.
Well stated, because you still gain,
yes.
even though you'd like to have done better in terms of actual total performance, but you still gain some skills
Yes.
that you didn't have before. What about the guys? These being second-year students, you really haven't had much opportunity to do contest teams. Are you doing any of this spring, guys?
I'm not.
Okay,
I'm not.
neither one of the guys are. That's fine. You know, that's the thing about, part of the point about ag and FFA is there's so many different things you can do that if you really want to do the contest teams, career development events, that's there for you. If you prefer just to do the classroom work, the shop, those things, those will work for you as well. All right, we'll come back in just a moment. We're going to take a short break, kind of catch our breaths, and then we'll be back in a few minutes.
Relationships. It's not just being on a first-name basis. It's a partnership built on trust. This is Scott Ball, president of the Bank of Salem. Since 1883, the Bank of Salem has been serving our local community with the kind of personal service and professionalism that builds relationships. We've earned the trust of our customers with over a century of strength and stability, never once changing our name or compromising customer service. Stop by one of our 2 locations in Salem. Visit our website, the Bank of Salem, Equal Housing Lender, member FDIC.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today. If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Cameron Irway in Salem today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Duncan Family Chiropractic provides chiropractic care to everyone from newborn to elderly. Dr. Duncan treats wellness, sports injuries, chronic ear infections, pregnancy, and more. Ask Dr. Duncan about your full line of supplements, including Juice Plus and standard processed supplements, as well as pain relief, BioFreeze products.
Thank you, Jim. We're back with FFA Day on KSMO Media, and I have 4 outstanding people with me right now. You've got to acquainted with them a bit in our first portion of this particular hour, and we're going to deal with some more of our questions and here as we start to wind down a bit. Let's talk about your future plans. What have you got planned in terms of Ag and FFA? Yep, future-wise, and of course I realize 2 seniors, it's a pretty small window. You're just about to close it out. What do you got planned for after high school? Guys, being 10th graders, what do you got planned yet for high school and then after high school? Future plans. Whoever wants to go first.
I'll go first. So, in August, I will be attending State Tech in Lynn, and I will be attending for 2 years to get my agribusiness degree. I haven't really decided what I'm going to do with it afterwards, but I plan on staying in Missouri and having my own farm and running a cattle operation just like I always have.
You'll get so many new experiences as part of your post-secondary education that you'll start to narrow down to what you want to do, and sometimes those will change. You may start out in one area and change. I can tell you from experience because I did that my very self. Lori?
I am going to Columbia College in Rolla to get my bachelor's degree in psychology. So, yeah. And then I plan to just probably stick around here, maybe move away. I don't know yet. But I'd like to just open my own little counseling service and help people. So.
Well, good luck in that psychology, because that was not something that I was in that one day in college. One day. That was enough for me. That's just a personal thing. Okay, future plans.
During high school, I'm just going to keep on trying to get good grades. And then after, I'm going to go in and try to be a lineman for any kind of electric.
Okay. Good luck.
Yeah. Make good money.
Yes?
After high school, I thought about getting a construction job, and then if I don't like that, trying to be a lineman.
Good luck on that, too. No, you guys will do well at that. I mean, there's more competition today for the, what's the word I'm trying to come up with, for the skills jobs than there were 25 years ago. Everybody thought then that everybody needed a college education. Well, we've found out finally that everybody doesn't. We've got to have folks that can do the lineman's job, be the agribusiness, be the salesperson or whatever. All those skills and jobs are part of what makes this whole country go around. So those are all skills that will benefit you as an individual and us as a community. As we think about Ag and FFA, how has Ag and FFA helped you in those decisions? Has it been a benefit to you in making those future plans? No? Okay.
I would say absolutely it has. We have had amazing ag teachers. We've had a couple extra ones in the last year, Mr. P, you and Mr. Strain, and I think that's helped a lot of us. Just being around all of these people that love agriculture so much really inspires us to keep learning and love it as well.
Cool, thank you. Appreciate the compliment. we just did what we had been doing for many, many years, and that was and trying to help the local program, and we hope that that's what we were able to do. Okay, anybody else? All right, let's see what's still on my list. It's getting to be a shorter list of things, questions to ask these. All right, one thing I usually ask the folks that are sitting around this table during this time is, how, if you had an opportunity, or have you made opportunities to visit with folks about enrolling in ag education FFA? I mean, by that I mean, and let me be a little more specific, that was a little ambiguous. You all know younger people, or people even that are in the same grade, particular 10th graders, that haven't been involved in ag education FFA. What would you tell them if you were encouraging them to get involved in ag education FFA? Or I know you all did Food for America. You really don't tell those younger kids about the benefits of ag education FFA per se in Food for America, but still that's part of that whole presentation. What are you going to tell kids, other students, your peers, about ag education FFA? Go ahead, Lori.
I highly recommend it to anyone that I talk to. Like, it's so much fun, and it feels like you're just part of a big family, really. And there's so many opportunities within ag.
And keep in mind, Lori's already, if you listen to her very carefully, she's already pretty well explained that her interest and career goals are quite a bit away from the ag umbrella.
Yes.
But yet she feels like she has gained great benefits from being part of ag education.
Absolutely.
And I see, and at least now with the YouTube and Twitter and Facebook, folks out there can see the other heads in here nodding in agreement to Lori. In the past, that's happened, and I've said, well, I've had to tell folks just on the radio, when it's just on the radio side, that well, all the heads in here are bobbing up and down in agreement. So an important point.
I think I can piggyback on that. Like you said earlier, like whenever we do like CDEs, we're learning so many different things, and like there's so many different parts, like that even with Lori going into a career outside of ag, we learn time management, and we learn responsibility, and we learn leadership, and all of these different things through being officers and through just being in ag classes that you don't necessarily have to go into an ag field to gain all of these good things from being in ag classes.
Those are going to be applicable no matter what you're doing.
Yes, they are.
Okay, excellent points. Okay, anything else to add there? Okay, looking through here, we've talked about all kinds of FFA activities, the career development events, your SAEs. I'm down to the point of saying, okay, is there anything else that you would close out with here in our last couple of minutes that you would share with our viewers, our listeners? Your classmates are going to get to watch this sometime. What would you say to anybody that might be watching or listening? Now they're pondering. Think about it, with the video side in, that folks can see that they are really thinking about, what am I going to say in answer to that question? Anything to wind down with? Summarization. They've said it all?
Yeah.
They feel like they've said it all. And I probably have maybe glossed over a question or two, but I think that's pretty well got this group taken care of. I know we're maybe a minute or two earlier to break out of this session than what we kind of planned to, but I really appreciate the folks here, that Braden and Lucas and Lori and Kennedy. They've done an excellent job. Look forward to having the guys back on here next year, possibly. They'll have more to talk about then, won't you guys? So thank you to these folks. With that, I'm going to send you back to Jim Allen. Jim, take it away.
If you have the audacity to believe a financial advisor should talk with you, not at you,
If you believe access to your financial advisor should be a right, not a privilege,
join the nearly 7 million investors who think like you do. FaceTime and Think Time make a difference.
join us.
Join us.
At Edward Jones, it's how we make sense of investing.
Call Joe Brand in Salem at 729-3831.
I am a Missouri Farm Bureau insurance agent, and I'm here to talk about life, your dreams, your work, your family, and how you can protect it all with a company that will talk to you with the honesty of a farmer and take care of you with the integrity of a neighbor. I'll make sure no detail is left uncovered so your family can breathe easy. Because just like you, I chose to build a life in Missouri too. I'm a Missouri Farm Bureau insurance agent, and I'm from Missouri for life.
Hi, I'm Susie Cahill, Director of Healthy Dent County Fitness Center. Are you looking for a place to begin your journey to better health? Come inside. Never in my life have I been in another atmosphere where everyone was so friendly and eager to help others. It's not just the staff, it's the members. They're so passionate about what they do and so excited to help you. If you're ready to begin your journey to better health, come by and see us.